Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome to this week's edition of my Ring of Honor review for Wednesday, August the 19th, 2015. Now, for the first time in their tag team title reign, the Addiction, well, since they became tag team champions, because I think that was a lot of bullshit, but yeah, that's a different story for a different time. The Addiction have finally grown to do something that they haven't done in a while, at least for me. Tonight, they got heat. They got heat. Alright, guys. So, long time no see. I've kind of been gone for a little while, and I apologize. Now, if anybody hasn't heard or doesn't know yet because they didn't watch the Raw review from a couple of weeks ago, those are done. I just feel as if last year, surrounding this time, like after SummerSlam, like it just got really bad, and I don't know why. It just feels as if that it's coming again, and if the product does happen to get good for a slight bit of time again, I'm not gonna review it. I mean, Raw is just something to me that I feel as if it takes a huge commitment to review, and if I'm not in for the long haul, then I feel as if I shouldn't be doing it at all. So, when the product starts to get consistently good, let's say 3 to 4 months consistently good, 3 to 4 months consistent good pay-per-views, I will continue to review Monday Night Raw. But the pay-per-views, like I said before, I will still continue to review, and I will address that more uh, in the following time. I also want to mention this too, Wrestle Talk. So another thing recently, Matt has gotten, like, in general, he said he's gotten very bored with wrestling, and see, I just feel as if that's WWE because I showed the dude Ultima Lucha weeks and weeks ago, and this dude shit his pants. Loved it. Now, any other announcements I have to make? Oh, yes. Now, within the coming months, and I've said this for a while, but I actually mean it now because it's sitting right over here. If I can take this and throw it this way, under these plastic bags is a PlayStation 4. It is the Batman bundle, and uh, next month I will start. Next month, leading into October when WWE 2K15 comes out in November, and from there on, I will begin gaming on my channel. The PS4 allows you to record. I do not have a capture card, but I do have a mic, which you guys can hear me do live commentary while I'm doing that. Reviews will still continue on this channel, NXT, ROH, and WWE pay-per-views, which, by the way, it's another piece of news I have to give you guys. Monday, because Saturday I have an obligation to review NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which you guys will get my NXT review right after this because I have watched both shows in advance, so I can get both reviews out of the way, and I can set that up as a separate own review. Now, Saturday that will be reviewed. Sunday SummerSlam will be reviewed, and Monday I will be doing Ring of Honor's Field of Honor show. Now, see, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do, like, and if I can get a hold of it, no, see, I probably can't. But I wanted to do this, but I realized Takeover Brooklyn. If enough of you guys watch this, just leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What should I review, Takeover Brooklyn or Ring of Honor's Field of Honor show? Because I am in between a rock and a hard place because I want to watch both of them oh so bad. But I guess Monday I review that. Uh, if I can, you know what? This is a lot of information to spew. I got a Ring of Honor review to do. I was gonna say maybe I'll do a preview predictions video by myself because Wrestle Talk has been discontinued until I can get a consistent co-host who wants to do that with me and who can fill Matt's void because Matt just. It's not that he gave up on me. It's just that wrestling is not his cup of tea right now, and I don't want to force him to do anything that he doesn't want to do and just create an awkward situation. So, I mean, but I've said enough. Let's jump right in to Ring of Honor, which first this week we open up with Dalton Castle. And Dalton Castle, uh, he faced Silas Young. And this match wasn't bad. It's just, if you guys have seen a Ring of Honor review before, any of my thoughts on Ring of Honor, I just can't stand Dalton Castle. And I've had Ashton, who has the channel Eon Nizzle, go check out their TwitWow stuff. They do Raw reviews, Lucha Underground, all that stuff. You know what? I think if I haven't mentioned Ashton enough, I haven't mentioned any of those other guys enough. I mean, they do such a great job. But my point was, like, she was the first one among many to ask me, if you enjoy a guy like Dalton Castle, how don't you enjoy Tyler Breeze? It's just, that gimmick is not my cup of tea. I understand what it's geared toward. It's geared toward Ring of Honor showing, hey, we're not just the greatest wrestling on the planet, dude. We can give you entertainment is as good as WWE. This is our entertainment piece right here. This is Dalton Castle, and everyone enjoys him. Now, see, this is my thing. I'll jump into this after I get through the match. This was a pretty good match for what it was. I mean, like, I enjoyed it, but, like, normally, Dalton Castle had controlled the tempo of the match for most of the match, and then it seemed like the story they were running off of was Silas Young was off of his game because of the boys. So, when the boys got involved, most of the time, they always threw Silas off, and they had Dalton Castle. Like, we all remember hearing how, like, the Adam Rose thing when it first started was supposed to be like a heel thing because the Exotic Express, he came in like this party animal who didn't care about wrestling at all, and all he wanted to do was party, and he over-exaggerated everything, but it just got so over with the Full Sail crowd that it became Adam Rose as a face. Well, see, here's the thing. Dalton Castle, this dude totally seems like a heel. I mean, he honestly, like, he does, like, his character is a face, obviously, but, like, he does the most heelish things. I mean, the boys distract so much to a degree that, I mean, it feels as if Silas, I don't know if it's just hate for Dalton Castle or, I don't know, but it just feels as if that Dalton Castle, when the boys distract somebody and someone gets irritated and wants to attack the boys, Dalton Castle comes up and attacks that person, and then the fans cheer for it, and they go like peacocks, and I'm like, what? I mean, I understand independent wrestling, like, if something's over, it's over, face or heel, it'll change it no matter what, but who's the heel? Silas Young just comes off as somebody who's sick of the boys, in general, getting involved in his business, and Dalton Castle getting involved. I'm legitimately asking this question right now. This is no joke. This isn't me trying to be a smarky dopehead. Who is the heel? All Silas is trying to do is stay to like. Silas Young goes on to lose this match. Like, just when it looked like he was going to win because the boys got involved. And after the boys got involved, with Silas, Dalton Castle goes on to get the win. I can't remember what the name of his finisher was, but it's like it's like he does. It's a spinning variation of like I'm not gonna say reverse powerbomb. I don't even know what it was. Like, he just spins with you and then plants you in your face. I can't remember what it was. Like, I can't remember what it was called, but I do remember what it was. Like, it's just hard to explain. It's like kind of hard to explain. But Dalton Castle goes in to get the win, and from there, Silas Young says he's sick of the boys. And he's sick of Dalton Castle getting in his business. Period. So, what he decides to do from there is tell Dalton Castle in general, no, this is not going to happen. He's like, here's what's gonna happen. He's like, I'm sick of you and I'm sick of the boys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a match and you're gonna put those boys up on the line. And um you're gonna put those boys up on the line. And when I win and I win those boys, I'll show those boys how to be real men. And he says, hey boys, you're coming home. Now see some of the phrases used in this, and this just could be me being really immature, but just seem like never mind. Never mind. No, I'm not even going to mention it. If you guys know me well enough at this point, you understand what I'm going toward, and it's not even worth mentioning. But I'm legitimately rooting for Silas in this entire thing. I'm 0% behind Dalton Castle. I mean, it's just Dalton Castle in general to me is just ugh. But that was that. Honestly, I don't see the boys going towards Silas Young because that would just kind of kill Dalton Castle's entire gimmick, because his gimmick is the Peacock and his entrance is the boys, and his gimmick is based around the boys. If he doesn't have the boys, he's just a flamboyant peacock with no with no guys to fan him. Like, his gimmick is the boys. His gimmick is that he has two guys. You know what? I'm not even gonna speculate. This is purely speculation at this point because I haven't seen enough of Dalton Castle. I've seen him on TV on full episodes of Ring of Honor maybe 4 or 5 times, and once on Best in the World, and against, you know what? That is enough. Because I did see Death Before Dishonor as well, and I've seen him against Adam Cole. I've seen the boys get involved with Silas Young and spank Silas Young at Death Before Dishonor. That irritated me. I mean, some people may say, you're taking this too seriously. Maybe you need to lighten up. I don't know. You're not getting the Dalton Castle gimmick. You got to drink the Dalton Castle Cola. Dalton Castle is not my cup of tea. He's really not. Like, you know what? I could make this into a whole 45-minute thing of me sitting here just roasting Dalton Castle, but that's not going to be what this is. This is a full-on Ring of Honor review, and I'm not here to be negative. But I do like where this is going. They're boys in Dalton Castle's eyes, and Silas Young, the last real man. So he's going to teach them how to be men. So he's not the last real man. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point, but that's what's going to happen. I guess the last thing I can really say about this is, Dalton Castle doesn't have to accept, but because he's a babyface, it's default. He's accepted no matter what. So there lies that. But up next, we get an interview with Bobby Fish, and he's saying there was an elimination match that he had to go through at, I think it was a live event. I don't even know if it was live. I think it was a live event, and he ended up winning and getting Chris Daniels to tap out to him. I think it was like an ankle lock he had him in. Dude, let me go on record and say, first and most, most people who are Red Dragon fans are more a fan of Bobby Fish than Kyle O'Reilly. Not Bobby Fish than Kyle O'Reilly. Other way around. Kyle O'Reilly than Bobby Fish because O'Reilly's younger and has more upside. He's Bobby Fish has a whole 12 years on O'Reilly, somewhere around there. But, dude, Bobby Fish wrestles like a man who's 28 to 30 years old. I'm not going to tell you 28, but a whole 8 years younger. He wrestles like a 30-year-old. If you were to put him in the ring with a guy like Kevin Owens, a guy like a Daniel Bryan, or Randy Orton, he would fit completely in. You couldn't tell. They like to mention how much of Ring of Honor that Chris Daniels is like a fine wine. He gets better with age. Bobby Fish is in that category too because he keeps up with 25-year-old Kyle O'Reilly. And that's purely speculation at this point that he's 25 too. But my point being, once again, that Bobby Fish on a microphone in a ring, absolutely amazing. I mean, even with a single stuff, when he used to do the whole right shin ER, left shin ER, right shin funeral. No, it was right shin ER, left shin funeral. Either way, it was amazing. Either way, it was I kick you, you die. The whole MMA background. I'm just literally sitting here breaking down Bobby Fish at this point when I should be talking about the promo that he cut preceding this. But he basically said to Kevin Kelly that it felt great to win that match. and him and he's on the precipice of him and Red Dragon are in the number one contenders mix again for the tag championships. But see, that's another thing because Future Shock next week on Ring of Honor will be facing the Addiction for the tag titles. Now this just makes my mind wonder if that's going to be happening and Future Shock for the way, if anybody doesn't know, is Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. If they don't win the tag championships, if they do win the tag championships, what happens to Red Dragon's title shot? Where does Bobby Fish go for? I don't understand. But you know what? I honestly do believe that Bobby Fish will be the one to take the championship, the television championship, away from Jay Lethal, because Jay Lethal's had that thing for a year. His time has come. I mean, it's time for him to carry the World Championship exclusively. It is time for Jay Lethal to just have that monster singles title run that Ring of Honor wants him to have, and they want to be this long-standing champion. You want it so bad, ROH? Roll with it. Just roll with it. Roll with that. So, there we go. But then there's where Jay Lethal comes in. They just start arguing, and then they show us, and they just tease me because I have to watch NXT. And that's not even a bad thing saying that. I want to watch Field of Honor, dude. Oh my God. I want to watch it the day it happens. That's another thing. Ring of Honor, Field of Honor, just, But you know what? Can't watch it. It is what it is. I gotta wait till Monday, sadly, sad face, unless it is available for me to watch the next day. I will be reviewing two things. Excuse me. But they show us that, and then we move on to our next match, which is practically a squash. Will Ferrara versus Moose. And you know what? To be completely honest with you, I don't, Ring of Honor, obviously, I'm not going to say, high on Moose, but, not Moose, I'm sorry. I absolutely like Moose, but, they like Will Ferrara, and I'm he's a cool wrestler, but, it's like the Dalton Castle thing. Dalton Castle's entertainment and wrestling. But the question just runs my mind. Other than being a good wrestler, what is Will Ferrara? I mean, it's like when Adam Cole first came in to Ring of Honor. Yeah, this dude's awesome in the ring, but, other than that, when he was TV champion, it's oh, this dude's such a great wrestler. Oh, you think about wrestlers in Ring of Honor, there might not be many characters in Ring of Honor, but there's a such thing as charisma, and there's such thing as personality. And when you have those things to carry yourself around with, then that makes people become invested in you. Once Adam Cole, got a personality and people became invested in him, people couldn't stop talking about Adam Cole, baby. That was a thing, and that's still a thing to this day. But you know what? I just don't feel as if, other than being a good wrestler, Will Ferrara has much else to him, which cannot, it doesn't invest me in Will Ferrara. Just saying. And you know what? I haven't seen, all I've seen is, Will Ferrara in the ring. I haven't seen much of him on a microphone or anything, so, I mean, he's still really, really young. He still has a lot of time, so, you know what? I'm just going to leave the kid alone. But this match that he had with Moose was literally a squash just to show us how great Moose really is, and it did just that. And his hit stick, I mean, there was not really much to the match. Moose wins with the hit stick, which is a spear, which he does a front flip with, but can contain the form of a spear without flipping his opponent. Dude, that is awesome. But Moose goes on to take the win here. Nothing else much to really say about this match. Prince Nana was on commentary putting over the fact that Stokely Hathaway has done such a great job with Moose, and it's inevitable that Moose eventually will be world champion one day in Ring of Honor, and how much how great Stokely Hathaway's done with Moose. There was one other thing I wanted to really mention here that they put together, how Prince Nana has really showed Stokely Hathaway how to really manage a top talent. It honestly, I've never been a huge Prince Nana fan at all, but this was his best work he's done on commentary when I've heard him on Ring of Honor. This is the absolute best that he's done. But up next, we have Adam Cole making the statement that it's a shame when the Kingdom, two men and one woman, and the two men, Matt Taven and Michael Bennett, they, it's a shame that they basically don't have any faith in Adam Cole, and Adam Cole's been the best wrestler in Ring of Honor, not just in Ring of Honor, on the planet. He's like, and he also mentions that people thought it would be he thought it'd be a lie if someone told him he'd ever team with Kyle O'Reilly 2 years down the line ever again, or that he would, I forgot the other one, but he said team with O'Reilly, and he mentioned that they're taking on the Addiction next week, and he's like, I'm gonna give you like he used like a little bit of a play on words with Future Shock. He like, you know what? I'll take you guys on a trip to the future, and we shock the Addiction and become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And if it wasn't that, it was something similar to that. So yeah, that's that. But from there, I'm pretty sure this is where we move on to our main event, which is the Young Bucks. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Versus Roppongi Vice. And Roppongi Vice, for those of you who do not know, they are Rocky Romero and Trent Barrera. Well, he's just going by, I think he's going by Trent now. Romero and Barrera, I don't know. They call him Trent, sometimes they call him Barrera, but either way, there's one hand gesture I can only use to describe this match. Too sweet. So, with this match being too sweet, we also have to mention the fact that this is a real downer. Like, the match was still awesome itself, don't get me wrong, but when I'm watching Ring of Honor wrestling, I normally am used to one guy who just stays on the Young Buck bandwagon the entire match. That being Steve Corino. And when he wasn't there, they yelled, "Super Kick!" Whenever the party started, it was just really upsetting. I mean, Kevin Kelly tried at one point, which I just really like. I don't want to just shit on you. Like, you deserve better than that. At least you're trying. You're trying to make the match exciting while Carino's not here. I mean, when they came out, like, other than the crowd being loud, there was no real, emphasis within a crowd. Like, they cared, but it wasn't like, yeah, we care. Like, the best way to describe it was like this: it was an energy in the building from the crowd, but from commentary it was nothing. Like, Carino's normally like, and I know I'm sitting here talking about how much hype an announcer puts into something. But when Carino, when the Bucks came out, Carino's, I'm like, Kevin, did you get your invitation? And he'll play along with the shtick to what? The Super Kick Party! As if you're already amped enough when the Bucks come out. Carino helps it more. Like, commentary really can, like, it really can hype you up more than you already are. Like, when you're there live, you don't need the commentary because you're there live and you can feel the intensity and you can feel how good everything is. But when you're at home, sometimes you need that extra oomph to really get you into it. But the Young Bucks have that on their own. I'm just saying, if this were any other situation like it, you guys know what I mean. But Carino wasn't there to call the super kicks. Carino wasn't there to hype the Bucks. Carino wasn't there to tell any stories about his time in Roppongi for Kevin Kelly to cut him off. I mean, like, it was just a Steve Carino in this night, and it was just Nigel McGuinness, and it just, Babel, the best way to explain it, like, the match was good, just it just had a hole in it, and it was Steve Carino on commentary. But this was a really, 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 really good match that had two commercials in between it. And I feel as if, like, when they're having a great, like, this, I guess if you count the two commercial breaks, like, great 30-minute matches like this, it just feels like why take commercials? Like, you're not, like, 100% like taking me out of the match. It's just like, I get back and I got to get back in like that, like just like that, because some of the times when it came out for commercial, it was just like they were getting right into the spots. Like the Young Bucks were hitting. Like one time they came back, the Young Bucks had a double team move. The other time they came back, like I think somebody was flying over the top turnbuckle. Like it just, like the action, the high pay, like the high speed action never stopped. It was like the producers outside the ring like told like the cameraman, okay, but guys, we're on commercial. Just tone it down a little bit so we don't have to mention much that happened when we get back. It's like no, the Young Bucks and Roppongi Vice, they just don't care. This was a awesome match. Like this is absolutely awesome. Now, as we know, the Young Bucks are representing Bullet Club, and I've heard of this group before. I think it's called Chaos. Yeah, it's Chaos. The Young Bucks, you guys know, are representing Bullet Club, and there's something in Japan combating Bullet Club now, and it's Chaos. And Romero and Barrera are a part of Chaos, and the Young Bucks are a part of the Bullet Club. And if someone can tell me who's in Chaos before, I probably have to figure it out. That'd be really nice because I do want to get them more New Japan. I just, because like I'm reaching with this Ring of Honor stuff because I'm pretty sure like the majority of my fan base is strictly WWE. Like, yeah, Ring of Honor, yeah. But I do this because I have fun with it and because I love it. I mean, I just can't straight up review all the time because you have to have passion for something to do it or else it's just not fun. If you're not having fun, it's obviously going to show and you're not going to have, like, it's not going to be fun doing it. But anyways, throughout the match, we had some awesome super kick spots. There was a Doomsday Device knee spot from Roppongi Vice outside of the ring. This match like was oh my orgasmic. Like it's just, yes, I just said oh my orgasmic because it really was just something great. It's like, yeah, guys, look, just go out there and throw on a banger and just amp everyone up. Like that, like just get the crowd on their feet. Just go out there and just steal the show. Just no limits. Just steal the freaking show. But at the very end of the day, the Young Bucks do like I think Nick Jackson gets the hot tag. The Young Bucks come in, just wreck house, dive over the top rope, just start flipping all over the place. The super kick, kick to the back of the head spot into more bang for your buck for the win. The Young Bucks come off with the win, and then the KRD, Knights of the Rising Dawn, or Knights of the Rising I think it's Knights of the Rising Dawn, something like that, but aka the Addiction with Chris Sabin. They come out and they put the boots to the boots, and in Chris Sabin's case, the sneakers to the Bucks, and they do everything possible. Like I mean, like I guess like the bookers in the back must have told the Addiction, listen, you guys obviously are doing your part wrestling as being champions, but you're heels. You have to remember that, and you have to get your heat. I know you try, but it just isn't working. I may not like the Addiction as a tag team in Ring of Honor, and they may not like. I may not have genuine emotion toward them usually, but I have to say this one thing too, like just to get out of the way real quick, because I am a huge Chris Daniels fan. I have been since his early days in TNA and beyond. But the ring general thing he does with the jacket, like because I am a ring general, I'm amazing in the ring. It's just awesome to me. I love it. I've loved Chris Daniels in that role as a ring general for a long time. Like not a long time. He hasn't been doing it that long, but you know what I mean. But the Addiction do everything in their power. They handcuff. They tape Matt Jackson to the ropes. They hit the Indie Taker. They start doing a super kick party, and like they do everything they possibly can to just get heat. It just doesn't. Like it worked tonight. It just like I genuinely felt myself saying I can't stand the Addiction. But wait, that was probably the mission they were on. But you have to think that this is probably going to lead to a feud between the Addiction and the Young Bucks, and hopefully the Young Bucks are the team to take the straps off of the Addiction and be two-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions alongside holding the New Japan IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Man, that's a mouthful, but I made it that way. But yeah, that was basically Ring of Honor. So I would like to thank you guys for watching my Ring of Honor review. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that reviewing goodness. No, actually, no. I'll get to that in a second. Follow me on Twitter at gmaster90twf for the greatest wrestling tweets you will ever find. I mean, I've just been getting back into tweeting lately. Like, there's like phases in my life where like tweeting is like awesome and just like I don't feel like it sometimes. Like the only thing you'll find is like the stuff I like on YouTube, which is like a bunch of wrestling stuff or music. I mean, and it just shows you what I like on YouTube. I mean, you follow it, you basically know who I am, what I like, and what I do. But like, I'm gonna get back into tweeting, and yeah, I'll be live tweeting Saturday during NXT Takeover Brooklyn, and then it won't be live, but I'll be tweeting about Ring of Honor's Field of Honor show, and I watch it, which will probably be Monday. You can follow me on Twitter to find out that stuff. Make sure you also do join the greatest pro wrestling group in the history of pro wrestling groups. Buitoff Pro Wrestling is taking over Facebook. You can do that, obviously, on Facebook. All you're going to do is type in the search bar, Pro Wrestling is taking over Facebook. Join the group. There are guys there who love Ring of Honor. There are guys there who love NXT. If you want to talk Raw, because I won't, there are guys there who will talk Monday Night Raw with you. There are open threads to any and every show that is WWE and more. So make sure you guys go check that out. There are pay-per-view prediction threads. There'll be prediction thread for NXT TakeOver. There'll be prediction thread for SummerSlam. So you want to show off your murky skills, go over to Puitoff now and show those guys that you know what you're talking about. And there we go. But I do want to thank you guys for watching my NXT review. Like I said, NXT, I'm sorry, ROH. NXT will be next. I will be taking a food break for a second to go eat because I am famished. Make sure you guys go like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not. Subscribe for more of that Ring of Honor goodness on my channel. And all I have to say is, see ya!